Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product I'm using, all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There's my email if you have any questions. There is a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Be My Valentine. I worked with this on Wednesday and I came back in. This is the next day, my filming. I came back in and I had not put anything away. Stamp sets, even the cute little one I made beforehand, was still on my desk. And so I thought, I want to play with it again. And I decided I'm going to make a box because, you know, you always need something to put gifts in for Valentine's Day. So the extent of my work on this box, I do not have a demo one. I have drawn me a picture and figured out some measurements. Not all of them, but a few. So we'll get to see a work in progress. And I decided I wanted to use this honey paper because I want to use the stamp that says, "You're as sweet as honey," on my box. Because it's going to have candy in it, you know that. So, I'll get my little bee over here. But anyhow, so I wanted to use this paper. So then I started looking if I wanted to use Daffodil Delight or Sweet Sorbet. And I decided I wanted to use Sweet Sorbet with this paper as my base of my box. So let's get started. This is a piece of 8.5 by 11. I'm going to use the full sheet. And we are going to be scoring this at 2 3/4 on all sides. Now you will need 2 pieces of this paper because this box has a lid, and we'll be doing that in just a minute. So that's for the base. And I grabbed the paper, but I didn't grab an extra sheet, but it's off to the side here, so I'm going to grab it. Now we're going to score this exactly the same, but you're going to move it out just a hair. And it's basically the distance. Let me grab, I got a couple pieces of scrap paper here. It's 2 I was had. Like I said, I had everything left from the other day. So it's basically just, you're not even going to go to this first mark here. It's like just a whisper. Just enough so it clears the box underneath. And you're going to score that at 2 3/4. So it's 2 sheets of cardstock in there. So just a whisper. After you've done it a few times, you know how far to pull it out on your board. So 2 3/4 on all 4 sides again. Pulling out each time just a little bit so the lid fits. So that's the box, top and bottom of the box. And we are done with the board. I do want to keep these separate. And since they are exactly the same, except for pulling out, oop, where did my pen go? Pencil. I'm just putting a T right there so I know it's the top of my box. And not to get it mixed up with the bottom of the box. Okay? So we're going to fold and burnish all these. Literally, I said everything's still sitting on my desk and everything's still a mess on my desk. So we're going to burnish all these score lines on both of them. Like I said, this is a fast, easy project. So that's the bottom. And here's the top. This is a nice big box. Okay. Now we are going to do some cutting. So I'm on the 11-inch side. I'm going to cut just this side of the score line. And I'm going to grab a different pair of scissors. Go a little faster that way. And I'm going to take a small wedge out here. And a small wedge off of this side. And then I'm going to come over and do this side here. Cutting out the score line, but right just to the one side so the score line isn't impeding on the box anyway. And then this one here. So my first question is, am I going to overlap when they go this way? Because like I said, I hadn't put this box together. They do not overlap. So you can trim these down if you want, or you can leave them just the way they are. I'm actually going to trim them down just a little bit. So I'm going to take it about half. You can leave them whole. They're not overlapping. If they're overlapping, you definitely want to trim them. Like I said, I haven't made this box, so I just drew out the size I wanted and decided to go from there. And this side. Okay. Oop, just getting all these pieces out of the way. And I do need to grab one other thing, because I just dawned on me, I did not bring out my hole punch. We'll get it in a minute. We'll use the big one. I've got a big one we can use. I need a hole punch. This lid will go clear down to the bottom of this box. I usually don't make them that way, but... So this is the top. Doing the same thing. I'm going to, this time I'm going to cut this in half and then wedge it. Could have done the same on the other one. That way that's a nice scrap to use still for something else. I said cut it first, but I still didn't. Either way works. Rotate this one. And this one. Yeah, I figured I should use up my Sweet Sorbet because Sweet Sorbet is going away in May. It'll be gone when the new catalog comes out. So, there's the top of the box. Now, before we start putting this together, I need to make pieces for my decoration of this box. And this is where I have not did any measurements here. So, we'll look at this here. I think we're going to make it a close fit. So, we'll go 5 inches. Let's see if 5 inches fits down here. 5.5. Nope, 5 3/8. So this is 5 3/8. This top piece is going to be 5 3/8. And whatever we cut here will be 2 of those. I'll bring this over. You can see my notes. So what I've done is I've done the measurements going this way, okay? Now we're going to do the measurements going here for the side piece. And we're going to make that... We're going to make it 2.5. So we're going to need 2.5 there. Okay? So we need 2 of those. The inside piece will be 3 inches. Okay. Now we do these pieces. We know that it's 3 inches because we did this measurement here. And then we need this one, which should be 2.5, which is the same as this one here. And we need 2 of those. That's how I figure out how to do my layers for my boxes, if anybody was wondering. So let's cut some paper. Now I do have a half a sheet of this, so we'll start with that first. And we want to make sure whatever way we go, this is directional paper. So let's cut the lid first. We'll cut the one that is at 3 inches first. There's 3 pieces that are 3 inches across this way. So the first one is at 2 3/8. That's for the top of the box. And then we need 2 that are at a 1/2 inch. No, sorry, I'm getting that backwards. Never mind what I just said. So now we need this set. Hang on, I'm confusing myself. That's 2 3/4, and this is going to be 1/2 inch. So I need to cut this down to a 1/2 inch now. Actually, I could cut the piece off first. So it's another 5 3/8. This is for one of the sides. At 2 1/2. Actually, I'm gonna cut it this side so I show more of the full canisters. That's one side. So we need another one at that length and at 2 1/2. So let's do 2 1/2 this way. Another 5 3/8. And that one's that side. And then we have 2 of them at I'm just double checking my measurements. When in doubt, always double check your measurements. Yeah. Need 2 of them at 2 1/2. Just for some reason, it was looking at the box. It just didn't look right to me. And so we have some scraps, and we didn't even get into that extra piece. So here's all of these pieces here. And you can put the box together first if you want. I personally prefer to glue all my layers on first. I find it easier. So this is going to be the front of my box because I've laid the honey pots down this way. So this one will go this direction. The other one is going to lay like this, so it's upright when you look at it. Just like that. And then these. Oh, I did cut them wrong. See what I did? They're too short. They should have been 3 by 2 1/2, and I cut them the wrong direction. See, mistakes happen to even everybody. So now we are cutting in. Yep, I am going to have to cut into that. Everybody makes mistakes. But I am going to be very cautious to make sure I don't do it again. So I need 2 1/2. It's 2 1/2 by 3. I just cut them the wrong direction. And like I said, everybody does it. Doesn't matter. It's just a fact. The measurements are right. It's 2 1/2 this way and 3. I wrote them backwards on my paper. That's what confused me. But we're fine. Those pieces are still usable. Don't you just love when I do these live and I haven't made it before? Hey, I keep it real. And to be honest, you may see a few more of these because of my time constraints. I can get an idea in my head and get some of the preliminary measurements and stuff done, but it may just be me getting on here and showing you my original thought. Okay, so let's go ahead and hook these on. Make sure you bring these up to a nice 90-degree angle when you're putting it together. You could use tear and tape or glue, whichever you prefer. I personally like the glue. but sometimes I use tear and tape. Depends what my moon is and where my tear and tape is, which I cannot find at the very moment, because I looked for it before I started. Like I said, this is a big box. I should have moved that in before I did that, but that's okay. Just like that. We'll let that sit and dry for a minute, and I will grab the bottom now. And hook him together really fast. Like I said, I don't usually make boxes where the lids go clear over, but I thought it might be a nice change. I don't think I've ever made one on, I've made them before, but I don't think I've ever made one on a video. Made lots of other boxes. There we go. Okay, what I was looking for was my circle punch. But can I do it with this? This is our deckled circle punch. And I'm thinking this would look rather nice. I just need a little piece, so I'm going down. You can see how far I'm going on there. I'm just coming down about right just where the second swirl is. Oh, that makes a nice piece there. And then I'm going to flip it over and try to line this up almost exactly the same spot. Doesn't have to be perfect. In the middle. And I have pieces flying all over me now. So now we have something to grasp our box and put it with. So this is the truth. Does it fit? There's our box. So I just used this. You could use any type of punch you want. You could use the oval punch or something. This one I thought, I started looking for my other one. I thought, oh, this will work really nicely. Just give it a little fancy there. Okay, we need to decorate this box. So first, we are going to be punching out a white circle here. So I've got an idea. And we are going to be doing some stamping. So, what? Oh, I didn't grab out the other one. I want to put the trail on here. Where's his bee trail? There's his bee trail. So what I was thinking in my head is this the bee trail, and I thought I would just sort of bring it off the page about like this, and we have the bee hanging up off the page here. It's about like that. I'll just grab this. We'll just pull our verse off for now. And we'll just do that in Memento. I don't know why I do that. I like to do it that way. And we'll just put the bee trail like that. So that's set that aside. Now we need to do our bee. So I need his body and his belly. We're gonna stamp this one. I'm gonna bring in my punch so I can look at it again. So I'm gonna put my bee down here. So I'm looking at the punch, how everything lays out. Didn't do a very good job the other day, so I'll try to do a better job. So we'll stamp our little oval here. That's in Daffodil Delight. Someone wants in, but they're not coming in. Make sure you got your stripes all inked up really well. And then you line them up about like that and see how well I do. Not too bad. Okay, now we need an antennae and we need wings. That's his face. We could actually do his face. And I went with the little winky guy, the little winky face on this one. Make sure you got it all covered good before you stamp. There, he's got a little winky face. Okay, and his antenna, and we need his wings. And I was bad at pulling this out. I need the other part of his wings, which is this nice big heart down here. Let's grab another block. Things I didn't have out last time. So this one cuts out this direction. So if I put it right here, the wing here, I'm going to do this in Petal Pink, but I am going to stamp off once. So I want the bottom layer to be lighter, like that. And then we'll come in with the wings. Someone's very unhappy out there, but I'm just about done and she'll survive. Just like that. And then we need some antennae. So if I'm looking at this here, it's gonna go just this way here. We'll put that in that corner. I think I need to go let her in before she scratches up the paint. Just one moment. And I'm pretty sure it's smoky. Come on. Yeah, come on in. Yes, be a good girl. Sorry about that. She'd have just kept it up. Okay, now we do need to stamp one more thing. And I'm going to pull that trail off this stamp. And it's our verse. Oh, you're just fine. So it's a long strip, so make sure you set it. I'm going to set it on the paper. Make sure you get it straight the way you want it, and then put it on your block. Now, I'm going to go ahead and punch these out. I actually have some strips. We'll use a strip over here. I have some scraps. Actually, I think that might be narrow enough. Yeah, I think so. So I'll just do that off to one side here. I think I'm going to do the verse in Sweet Sorbet. It says, "You're sweet as honey." And I've never used this one, so like I said, always stamp off at least once to make sure there's no film on your stamp. There it goes, sweet as honey. And I'll measure this really quick so I know what size you need. It's 1/2 inch by something. We haven't cut it yet. So let's punch these out. Get rid of this. And finish the decoration on our box and our bee. The other day I made one out of the yellow paper, and this one I'm doing this way. This is like my other bee. And this one. I still did that backwards. I don't know why I do that one backwards all the time. Don't ask me. I look at it and I still do it backwards. See? I should have stamped it upside down. There we go. So there's our wings, our antennae. This is junk. Okay, so I think this, I'm going to cut at an angle here and here, just like that. So I'm going to write this measurement down for you. You need a piece that's by 3 3/4. Like I said, I haven't wrote my thing for the YouTube thing yet, so I don't have any dimensions. Okay, so let's put this together. We're just going to use some dots. You could use whatever you wanted to put these together. It stuck to my finger again. Like I said, they stick good. It doesn't want to come off my finger. Stick on the paper, please. And I'm going to put him about like that. Another little blue dot here. For his antennae, or her antennae. And then I think we'll mount her just like that across there. So she's leaving a little trail. Trying to decide if I want to use glue. I think we're going to put a little glue on there. Put a little glue on her back in here. Just like that. So we're going to pop this up on Dimensionals. And then I thought we'd have this across the bottom. So just put a little bit of glue right here just to hold it. Just like that. Okay, this is going to go on the front of our box. And we're going to use a little bit of ribbon. Oh, do I want to go full ribbon, or I think we'll just go one direction on this one. Make sure I left enough to tie a decent bow. This is the slide this bow to here for now. And we're going to pop this up on Dimensionals. So I'll make sure we grab all of the pieces here. Grabbing the sign, grabbing, everything. Make sure I leave enough room right through there. Just like that. So we're on either side of that ribbon. We'll just move the ribbon down a little bit. There we go. Just like that. I want it so they can move the bow, just pull the bowl out and open it. Really easy. Just like that. And you still pull that. Make the bow a little smaller. And I'll leave my tails a little on the long side. So I do have to still fill it. All right, now it still needs something. So I think we need a heart on this. And there they are. We have hearts. So I think we need a couple hearts on it. Oh, I'm thinking a couple little red hearts. Maybe one pink. Let's see here. And a small one. We use all red. So our bee is delivering hearts as he goes, or she goes. So that's my project today. I hope you like it. I hope you give it a try. The overall size of this box is 5 and, hang on here, finished size is 5 5/8. By 3 1/8. Let me do it this way so I can see what I'm doing. By 2 3/4. So it's a pretty good size box. You can probably get a lot of stuff in that box. So thank you for joining me today. Everybody have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you sometime next week. Thank you and goodbye.